All right, we get to win the die roll again, and our hand is sick. Santa is actually really good. Oh man. We've got a clue, we've got a Heart of Kiran, got a Veteran Motorist. Wow, so this is actually one of the matches that I really wanted to face. The green, I've been told, to be honest, I don't fully believe it, that these green-black decks are a bad matchup for Mardu vehicles. And I can certainly understand why that would be to some extent, but I don't think it should be true. So this smells a lot like Fatal Push. I almost want to not activate my Heart of Kiran, but it just seems like such a spew not to. So, do it. I'm debating whether or not to play Scrounger or Veteran Motorist here. The nice thing about playing Scrounger first is if my opponent has a removal spell or a creature that he intends on blocking with, which is probably the case, then I'd rather play Scrounger. I think I'm going to play Scrounger. Obviously, with the Veteran Motorist, I'm guaranteed a better top deck, and my Heart of Kiran will deal more damage. But I think there's if my Heart of Kiran is connecting here, then I'm in great shape. And if my Heart of Kiran isn't connecting, my opponent has a solid defense. Then I want to play Scrapheap Scrounger because it's the threat that's going to wear my opponent out more than Veteran Motorist. Ooh, Sultai. Yeah, and I would feel awful if I just had Veteran Motorist in here and had to attack with it. But attacking with Scrapheap Scrounger is just fine. Like, pretty big difference. And I don't have a creature in the graveyard yet. I think 2 hearts is fine. Especially considering if my opponent kills my Veteran Motorist, then I'll be able to get my Scrounger back. It all works out fine. So I guess this is like a Sultai Marvel deck. Pretty interesting. There's a good chance my opponent has another Fatal Push here, but I'm less confident my opponent has a second Fatal Push than the first one. Oh, looks like he does. A little unfortunate. It would have been nice in that case not to attack with the Needle Spire so that I could play this other heart, but devs. Alright, is this Ulamog? Big Daddy Ulamog? Is that you? Well, I just don't want to attack, so I'm not going to. Lay out my stuff. If I attack with Veteran Motorist and my opponent is Ishkan, it's just such a disaster. Probably a disaster if my opponent is Ishkana either way, but... Well, to be fair, my opponent doesn't have Delirium yet. That's kind of cool for me. But I have to imagine that I am a huge dog to win the game from here. But there's Wooded Weaver's Puzzle Knot and Vessel of Nascency to just keep the energy train going. Ulamog's going to be pretty brutal. So I do have Declaration in Stone in my deck. Ooh, did I actually forget to crack my clue? I think I did. So I could potentially deal with this Ulamog. Pretty amazing. I'm only gonna have one turn to draw it. Oh wow. Alright, we're just gonna get out of here. Oh, that is not a good matchup. Alright, so what do I want here? Ugh. Um, I just want more stuff. He is in here with the fourth Gideon. I think I just want to be like mono threats. Yeah, 2 unlicensed, 2 declaration, and hopefully that's good enough. I guess actually I want the Fragmentize. I do want the fourth Gideon. Gideon's really good. Yeah, my only interaction in this situation is going to be 2 declaration Fragmentize and everything else devoted just rushing my opponent down as fast as possible. I really don't want to keep a hand without a 1-drop, but I think this hand's like not so bad that I can mulligan. Also, Scrapheap Scrounger is just like, you know, it's an artifact. It comes back from the graveyard. My opponent just has 1 mana removal spells, so I don't actually even get that far ahead by having a 1-drop in a lot of situations, so seems mulligan to it. Right on time. Well, I think I want to lead with the Scrounger. I think if I play Heart of Kiran, my opponent's just definitely going to be able to kill it. So. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see. So unfortunately, I only have 1 Aether Hub as my only source of black mana at the moment. It's a little annoying. So I get a decent sized bash here. I think I need to dig for my interactive cards. I'll bottom both of those. And even though I didn't have a 1-drop, I cast 2 spells on turn 3 and 2 spells on turn 4. So that does, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that was still legal. Of course it's legal. Well, that's brutal. That exiles, that is gross. Oh man, really bad. One is 9 energy. So if my opponent plays a Marvel on his turn, Cast Ulamog. So I think I'm going to put this Inventor's Apprentice on the bottom and the Declaration on the top. Man, that Flaying Tendrils was unreal. Can't believe how good that was. Heartbreaker. Here it actually wouldn't even be a bad idea for me to attack with the Veteran Motorist just to force my opponent to use a use a removal spell on the Veteran Motorist so that I can get my Scrapheap Scrounger back. Yeah, I guess I just attack here. If I attack, it means I can get the Scrounger back. The one nice thing about keeping the Motorist is it means that my Heart of Kiran is out of range of Grasp and Darkness. Actually, is something worth considering. For me. It's actually proving to be an extremely difficult matchup. If I had a Planeswalker like Gideon, this would be a lot different. I did bring in the fourth one, but that Flaying Tendrils was superb. My opponent has a lot of 1-mana removal in Natural State and Fatal Push. It's really hard for me to get tempo. And his deck definitely has more card advantage and power. And 16 energy, that's a lot. I wonder if this is a Elder Deep Fiend or something. Oh, there's the marble. I feel like the reason my opponent's doing this during my upkeep is in case he hits Deep Fiend. Man, brutal. My draw is awful. I feel like there's no way I can win. I need to draw my like 1-of Fragmentize immediately. Yeah, and with the two Woodweaver's Puzzle Knots in play, my opponent like isn't even concerned about his life total. He's just trying to kill me as soon as possible, just to save time. Deep Fiend. All right, yeah, we're just gonna concede. Next match.